Hello everyone and welcome to the Doctor Who Series 9 episode review with me, John Parker, and
Me, Jack Herring, and today we are reviewing episode 2, The Witch is Familiar, or part 2 of episode 1, The Magician's Apprentice, however you like to put it. Okay, first things first, as we did before, the plot, brief summary and an overview as to what actually happened. Of course, if you have not watched it yet, I do not recommend that you watch this review at all. It is a review, therefore there may be spoilers, so therefore do not watch if you have not watched yet. Okay, so basically we're following on from the end of The Magician's Apprentice. As we more or less assumed, Clara, Missy and of course the TARDIS in some ways did not get destroyed nor die. They merely just transported themselves to to somewhere which was not explained. Not quite sure how. And of course, at the very beginning of the episode, we got a very long-winded and, from what I felt, unnecessary explanation as to how that actually happened, as to how it happened.
that's Missy for you.
Well, okay, so we did get an explanation as to how it happened, but I did not think the whole lot was necessary, you know, in that way.
Yeah. I couldn't understand half the things she was saying anyway.
Well, it got interesting, and then to a point, it was like okay, get the point. So that was a very odd episode opener. So moving on from that, the Doctor is trapped with Davros. He's trying to at least get his friends back, or at least find out what happened to them. And of course, the Daleks, believing that they did destroy Clara, Missy and the TARDIS, they actually say they did. Of course, the Doctor goes mad and crazy and whatever. And of course, we continue through that to a point where the Doctor and Davros are more or less having a heart-to-heart, or so it seems. I do have to admit that heart-to-heart did actually get to me.
Yes, I started to feel compassion for him.
Yes.
Until I realised this is Davros.
I never even expected the Doctor to even use regeneration at all.
No, I thought that was a bit daft. I thought it was dangerous.
I did
Was.
I did kind of imagine that he was going to save him, or at least prolong his life, just so he can get his final wish. But I did not see regeneration coming into that game at all.
No.
So that was a surprise. Quite a shock
I had
to
to
the
tell you
system.
something. When he used his hand, I thought he was going to push his eyes open. I
thought the exact same thing. I thought he was just
Yeah.
going to go like
yeah.
that. But that was one thing I did like.
That's what I would have done anyway.
We got to see Davros's eyes for the first time.
Yeah.
After 1890, after about 20 odd 30 years, whatever, we finally got a chance to see Davros's eyes, which they were kind of normal, so to speak.
Yeah. They should have put more makeup on him.
But of course, the Doctor being the Doctor, after the incident occurred, he knew what was going on, and therefore started to kind of, I think the best way of putting it is to kind of overcharge the Daleks. And of course, he didn't just aim for every living Dalek, but he kind of aimed to go for every single Dalek, more or less, on the entire planet, even the ones that were rotting in the sewers. And of course, long and behold, those Daleks that were kind of cross between dead and kind of come out wrong, like, you know, defects of a test tube kind of thing, you know, they kind of, I think their kind of senses kind of came to them as to what was going on and what they were. Their raw emotions were still in there. They hadn't been taken out because they were just defects being thrown away into the bin, and they were angry. So they crumbled everything apart, including Davros, I think.
Actually, we didn't say that. We didn't say Davros.
No, we didn't.
You watch,
we didn't
he'll
see
be
the
back.
things. We didn't see a
He'll
lot of
be
other
back.
things either. So overall, the main objective of this episode was for Davros to kind of upgrade him and his children, just so they could become the more supreme beings than they were before. That's basically all it was about. Okay, so the characters. I mainly want to kind of pick up on Missy and Clara's kind of teamwork, as Missy put it. Even my mum said as well that they were kind of that the Master, or Missy, was starting to show a nicer side to. I actually thought something good was coming out of that.
Although what you will say is, I think she was doing that specifically because she knew what would happen when she put.
I think she,
Sorry.
yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
No, did you notice that this episode is full of plans that had been thought up so much in advance. I mean, for example, right? You've got Clara and Missy. Missy already had a plan that she was going to go with the Dalek and get the Doctor to try and kill her. And then you've got Davros, who knew from the very start what the Doctor would do. How the hell did he know that? That he would use regeneration and just do that? How did he do it? How did his plan work? That should not have happened unless he was a Time Lord himself.
Well, I'm going to get that bit in the next section that we're going to talk about. But to be honest with you, I did kind of like the chemistry between Clara and Missy for the time. I actually thought it was going to work out quite nicely. I do admit, even though that is the master we're talking about, I do admit I did think something good was coming out of this. Until obviously the very end, when... Because Missy knew for a fact that the Dalek could not speak specific words that Clara wanted it to say. Because it was already programmed to take
That's
that
probably why
out.
she was happy when she first saw it.
I mean, I think that's the best thing Davros... Well, the best thing Davros did for a Dalek was to remove that bit. Well, now, mind you, why would he want to do that to kill his own children? But I think there might have just been, like Davros said, the bits he couldn't kind of fix, the bugs in his creation. But of course, obviously at the very end, I think Missy knew that there's no way Clara could have convinced the Doctor that it was her. Until obviously it mentioned the word mercy, but it didn't quite understand that. Which is an entirely different subplot. I mean, there is a lot about this episode that was more or less missing, blocks that was not filled in properly. And like I said, bits that were put in that didn't need to be in. So it can...
I think there were some parts where it was conflicting with other facts that we'd seen in other episodes.
I mean, for me right now,
it
is actually quite hard to review this in a way, because I don't quite know what to put in. But other than the characters, of course, with the Doctor, we see him... well, we see him as he really is. I mean, if you take a look at his clothing, for example... It's like he's given up with what he normally does, because you see the Doctor in a smart suit or something that matches, but no, he's in like a ragged 21st century homeless bloke, as he put it. He's just a bloke with a box.
And now Screwdriver using glasses. Is he going through a midlife crisis or something?
Okay, so going from the characters, the writing and the continuity / creativity and dialogue. Okay, I do hope to God the Doctor is getting his Screwdriver back.
Yeah, I mean, even in the next time part, they were showing the glasses, and I thought, no, that can't be continuous. That cannot be continuous. That will ruin everything.
I'm going to admit, I do not. Personally, it's not going to sway my feelings towards Doctor Who overall. But I just don't like the fact he's had a screwdriver for over 50 years.
Since the start, isn't it? Nearly since the start.
Even, I think, was it Peter Cushing's? I don't think Peter Cushing had I don't think his Doctor had a screwdriver. But basically, 50 years he's had a screwdriver. He cannot...
No, I don't,
That can't happen.
If Stephen Moffat's done that, if I find out that the future episodes, that's not no, I'm sorry, that's it. Straight away I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate nearly every episode.
No, I mean, I'm not in a way. It's just a personal opinion that I just don't want that being involved in there.
It's annoying, man. That's the better word.
It's not necessary. It's not necessary to take that thing out. As for continuity, I believe it did actually fit in kind of well, because we have heard Dalek say mercy before, haven't we?
Yes, so maybe that's what he was trying to get. Because that's what I don't quite understand. He said, the Doctor said, the Daleks do not have mercy in their vocabulary, but he's already heard them say it before, so how the hell does that work? I mean, unless he must have thought because they were pure Daleks, and maybe that's he found out that he had to do that.
Recreations, yes, that's it. But the ending towards that, I mean, I thought, obviously this is a fixed point in time, so the Doctor meeting Davros was fixed, therefore no matter what he did, it was always going to happen anyway, even before the Doctor was even born. It was just going to happen. I knew that from the very ending, because when he said, I'm going to save my friends the only way I can, I just knew it was. I actually did know that he was going to try and either save him or put him in a position where the Doctor's future was going to happen again, if you know what I mean. Dialogue, I don't want to say the word cheesy, but, you know, it did feel like a bit kind of over the top, especially like the whole Doctor with Carlos or in the TARDIS and whatever. Also, Missy, Michelle Gomez is brilliant, and I'll always think Michelle Gomez is fantastic as the Master. But blimey, when she was talking in that American accent and whatever, I thought...
Yeah, I could not understand a single word she was saying.
I got to a point where I was like, okay, calm down, it's alright. But that's mainly it. Overall, the writing was good. I liked the episode, especially towards the part when Davros and the Doctor was having a kind of emotional moment. It did kind of make me feel kind of, wow, you know.
Give him a hug.
Yeah, that blew me away, but of course, then that kind of went, oh, afterwards.
One quick point I've got to put in before I forget.
Please do.
Why did all the other Daleks, they were like breaking up, and then the Supreme Dalek, while he was doing that weird spinning thing where he couldn't control himself, he was still able to talk properly to the Doctor. Was it Doctor or Cry? No, it was Doctor, I think. He was still able to talk properly at the end, before the TARDIS materialised itself around
Well,
them.
he was kind of on a pedestal mount thing.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, he was still able to talk properly, like he was making coherent sentences, while the other Daleks were all like...
Well,
yeah.
he's a Supreme Dalek, he's probably got more components than regular Daleks, hasn't he?
Another thing, the Hads, we finally saw them in proper working order.
Yes, I didn't realise the Hads could actually do that.
Yeah, and not only that, but I think that's going to inspire some Second Life creators. Something tells me Particle is going to be used there. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not quite sure that'll work, but still.
You never know.
Verdicts.
Yes. Ooh.
Fireworks. I like that timing then. Anyway, your verdicts out of 10.
I'm dropping down to a 9.
9. Well, personally, I'm gonna... Yeah. It was the first that came to mind. I'm actually gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm pushing it, trust me, because that screwdriver thing,
No. It's not something that I rage war against, it's just something that I'm not particularly keen of.
It's better than the last episode in certain things, though.
Well,
in certain things. Come on, the story was a tiny bit better, in my opinion.
If I have to go back to dialogue, I would say there's a bit too much of that.
Yeah, too much chat and
too much chatter.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, it did my emotions and everything. It did kind of follow on with the episode, so it did draw me in. So that's really all I care about. It really did draw me in, and of course, you know, well, it's Doctor Who, so can't get from that. So, folks, that is the end of our review. Join us again next week for the next review of, I don't know what the next episode called. I've completely forgotten. But join us again next time for that one, and of course our thoughts and opinions later in the middle of the week. So until next time, take care, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye!
That is all we have for today, folks.
Join us again next week on another Saturday Geeks video to find out what adventure we embark on next.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and comment on the video below. Remember to subscribe so you can keep up to date with our latest videos.
Till next time,
take care, stay safe, and remember, let
your geeky side out. Toodle pip.